I don't really like how my hair is turning out to be a mess as they grow, but the year has also been somewhat the same, so I guess it's completely okay at this point. It's really been a year only for like action entertainers and mainly horror comedies. Like in 2024 especially, we didn't get much of like romantic comedies on the big screen or anything else, which is why my list has very few big screen movies for like top 10 movies of the year that I absolutely love from Bollywood. Surprisingly, there are three like indie movies that I saw at film festivals, some of which have released already in India, and one of them will release next year in Jan. And they are definitely an absolute watch because the one releasing next year called Santosh is also the UK's official entry for Oscars. The film follows a female cop, how she tackles this new world for her, at the same time learns from her superiors, decides for herself what is right and wrong, and at the same time it is also about like media propaganda and how she brings justice to one of the biggest cases that she's on. The other on the list is my absolute favorite. It's called Girls Will Be Girls. It released on OTT this year on Prime Video, and honestly, it gave me a lot of trauma, like 100% from start to the end. But like the last scene of the movie made everything worth it. About a girl, a teenager, getting on with her life, learning and getting new experiences, regretting some decisions that she made, but at the same time accepting them. It's just a fun watch. It's very wholesome, very relaxing, but also like traumatic in some places. But nothing bad happens, so it's a very good watch. Also, a family entertainer. This next one is definitely like not for everyone. All We Imagine as Light was one of those movies which comes with a lot of subtext. Like you may not understand the depth of the movie as it goes or as it is experienced in the first viewing. It's something you can sit with, think about, and eventually get to a conclusion of. It's about like two to three women living in a city in Mumbai. And Mumbai, surprisingly, is also like a big character in the movie. How they react to the city, how they react out of the city, how it changes their character. Coming to our everyday Bollywood movies, one of the movies that I loved this year is Lapata Ladies. Even though it wasn't like selected for like Oscars shortlist, I still believe that it is a really, really good movie that everybody should watch this year. It may not be the right movie for like an international platform, but it is a good movie. It follows girls, like two young girls who just got married and get exchanged and are lost from the life that they were supposed to have. Instead of making it like a serious movie with like tough decisions to make or like really something bad happening to them, it keeps it as good and as real as possible, while also giving a message about or learnings about empowerment and how women in general change each other's life as women and as women who change the life of people around them. It incorporates a lot in like a short 2 hours, and Kiran Rao did a great job with the screenplay and the direction of the movie. Another movie that I absolutely loved is the OTT release Amar Singh Chamila. It was led by Diljit Dosanjh, and honestly, I did not expect anything less from Imtiaz Ali when I saw this movie, and he makes up for like all the movies in the past that did not work. They were experimental, but this one actually lands really well thanks to the performance of Diljit Dosanjh and his singing in the movie. But it's just that the story is done very well, and he was controversial back in the 70s and 80s. The film tries to capture it in all ways, like not just the good part but also the bad part in the movie, and it just gives a wholesome perspective of what happened back then instead of just trying to show like the good side of a very big personality. This might be a surprise to a lot of people, but I actually loved Chandu Champion, and I can't believe I'm saying it, but I actually enjoyed Kartik Aaryan's performance in the movie. I loved the dialect, and the music was really good, the direction was good, and it's just, I don't know, I maybe have a soft spot for like sports drama, but I love the movie 100%. May have to do something with the fact that I'm Maharashtrian and the movie's set in like Maharashtrian, like a Marathi village. A lot of characters are Maharashtrian, so maybe it's just me. But I loved it. 2024 also saw another movie that released in the year that was set in a Marathi setting, and that's Munja. And also, again, I loved it. I actually loved Munja way more than Stree 2. Ironically, probably also because of how different the VFX is. I mean, the movie just owned it despite it not being like 100%, and they just owned it, like the bad VFX, and I loved that fact about the movie. The story was good. They had like a very non-preachy message behind the story about girls and them being able to make their own decisions. Absolutely loved it. I also have one Malayalam movie and one Tamil movie on my list that I can't stop recommending. One is Avesham and other is Maharaja. I'm sure there's nobody here who hasn't watched Avesham. I mean, that would be a big miss. But if you haven't, you need to. It is one of the most insanely done movies because the main character is supposed to be like four kids, like college going kids. But for the way it is done, the main character turns out to be Fahad Fasil, who is like a gangster who takes these four kids in so that nobody bullies them. But then the story just, you can't even imagine. It gets emotional at point, and he plays kind of like a psychotic character, and the balance between like emotions and his chemistry with everybody around. The minute he would get angry, everybody else, like the tone of the movie would change. It's incredible. It's funny, it's serious, it's emotional, it's everything. And I loved it. Can't stop talking about Maharaja. I can't. I mean, Vijay Sethupathi was incredible for like throughout the movie. And again, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Anurag Kashyap was really amazing. Watching him as the villain, I didn't know the director was that good on camera as well. But it's not just about the performances. The twists and turns that come in the movie were like one of the most surprising moments for me throughout the year. I always say the list is like not ranked, obviously, but this one is the 10th on the list. Remember how I said like how Maharaja had like one of the best surprising moments for me throughout the year. This movie did it as well. Like, it was unexpected. It wasn't like, oh my god, this is insane, but it was completely unexpected. I didn't expect a Bollywood movie to do that, and it made me very happy to just see it. That's kill when the lead actress of the movie is like thrown out of the train. She just dies. I didn't expect they would actually do that. For a debut movie, Lakshya did a very great job as an action hero. And second, I loved his chemistry with Raghav, the villain of the movie. And it's just that after watching the movie, the only person that I was heaping praise for was the villain, Raghav. If you ever think about watching the movie again, you should definitely watch it for him. And like the gore in the movie, it was done really well. I hope 2025 also brings like a lot of good movies. There is a big list of movies that I'm waiting for. Maybe I'll talk about that here next.